A lead database can have thousands of rows and still fail as an operating queue. The usual problem is not the number of records. It is duplicate properties, open leads with no owner, missing next actions, and records nobody has touched within the team's chosen time limit. This walkthrough shows a simple 10-minute audit using 3 synthetic records. Start with the fields that make a pipeline executable. You need a stable lead ID, a property address, the lead source and stage, the last activity date, the next action and its due date, an owner, and an open or closed status. Different systems use different header names. The point is to establish the same operating meaning before checking the data. Here is the entire demonstration file. D001 and D002 look different, but both refer to 123 Main Street in Dallas. One spells out street and includes punctuation. The other uses ST and different capitalization. D001 has an owner but no next action. D002 has a next action but no owner. D003 is closed, so missing follow-up fields should not be treated like an open execution gap. Set the rules before looking at the result. For this demonstration, the audit date is July 14, 2026, and an open record becomes stale when its last activity is more than 7 days old. Open records are checked for ownership, next action, and age. Closed records are not flagged for those open record gaps. Duplicate detection compares a normalized version of the property address. This is an operational data quality audit. It does not decide whether a seller is motivated or whether a property is a good deal. I am using DealScout LeadOS v0.2 to run the audit, but the method is the important part. LeadOS is one downloaded HTML file. It opens in the browser without an installation, account, subscription, or local server. The downloaded file does not need an internet connection to run. You can choose a CSV export or load the built-in synthetic demonstration. For this recording, I am using the demo. The selected data remains in this browser. LeadOS does not transmit the CSV, create an account, set cookies, or load analytics or external libraries. The user remains responsible for controlling the original export and the downloaded queue. The tool suggests matches for common export headers, but the operator still confirms every field. Here, address maps to property address, last contact date maps to last activity date, and assigned to maps to owner or assignee. A wrong mapping can produce a wrong audit, so this is a review step, not something to skip. All 9 fields are required for this complete audit. The audit date is July 14, 2026, and the stale threshold is 7 days. Teams can choose a different threshold based on their actual operating cadence. The stale rule should be explicit and repeatable, not a feeling applied differently from row to row. The audit finds 3 total records and 1 duplicate property group. One open record is missing an owner. 1 is missing a next action. 1 is stale under the 7-day rule. 2 records need action. These counts describe data quality exceptions in this file. They are not lead scores, deal probabilities, or estimates of seller motivation. The queue sorts records by the number of detected exceptions. E001 has 3 reasons. It belongs to the duplicate property group, it has no next action, and it is stale. E002 has 2. It belongs to the same duplicate group and has no owner. The priority number is the count of audit exceptions. It is not an investment ranking and does not tell the team which seller to contact first. Duplicate appears because the audit standardizes capitalization, punctuation, and common street suffixes before comparing addresses. That catches this synthetic street versus street variation. Address normalization is useful, but it is not title work or property identity proof. The operator still reviews the source records before merging, deleting, or acting on anything. Downloading creates a separate CSV with the priority count, lead ID, property address, and reasons. It does not edit the original export. The team can review this queue, resolve the underlying records in its own system, and run another export later using the same rules. LeadOS provides the exception queue, not CRM implementation or data cleanup services. If you manage an existing residential investor pipeline, can export it to CSV, and want a repeatable way to find these 4 exception types, LeadOS v0.2 is available for $19 one time. This first validation cohort is capped at 25 paid licenses. It is self-service software, not a CRM, lead source, valuation system, seller motivation model, or advisory service. The link is in the description.